Welcome to this week's episode of Silence is Golden. I'm Ginny Mack.
I'm Simon Kelly.
Simon has just flown in straight off the plane from Bali to join us, which is why we're a tiny bit late today. So we're going to ask him lots of things like, how did he get this little mark while he was away in Bali? So we'll be looking at that today, but we'll also be addressing a few different articles that have been in the press this week, looking at the WordPress philosophy and the 4 freedoms. Let's visit that and really dive into that one. Also, there's a good bundle where you can pay what you want, which is very interesting, and more Gutenberg errors, but we've got a blogger talking about how you can fix them. So don't give up on Gutenberg yet. Stay with us. Okay, before we go into the heavy stuff, I need to find out, Simon, first of all, welcome back.
Cheers.
You are fresh off the plane. Tell us how Bali was and what happened here.
Bali was awesome. Yeah, it was so good. I'm a little tired. I wasn't quite as refreshed after the plane ride in between multiple children in different roads as I thought I would be. We thought, all right, we're going to do this Silence is Golden episode. Yep, I'll make it. It's about an hour and a half between when I land and when we go live. So we're a little late, but yeah, it was an amazing trip.
Yeah.
I didn't get Bali belly, so in your face, Troy. I hope you have Bali belly somehow, even if you're not going to Bali.
You saw that?
Yeah, well, Ray let me know. Snuck that across the interwebs. So I was out snorkeling, and I was just enjoying looking at this turtle, and I was completely lost in just following this turtle. It was absolutely amazing. Like the water was just this temperature. It was absolutely incredible. So I was following along, and then something hit me directly in the head, and I was like, what the hell is that? And it was this boat, and I hit the propeller of the boat on my forehead. Well, I ran into it like an idiot.
How the heck did that happen?
Who would have thought? Who put a boat there? It was ridiculous. Oh my God.
Was it a moving boat?
No, it was a stationary boat, because that would have probably cut my head into multiple pieces. But
Just as
yeah,
well.
luckily, ran into a boat, and yeah, I was looking at myself in the mirror. I was like, yeah, this is going to be interesting to explain on next week's episode, but it's not. It was a huge swell, but it's not so bad. At the
Oh
moment.
my gosh.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks
Lucky
away,
cover
apart
up.
from the propeller hit, it was relaxing, fun.
Well, like my holidays, I usually need a holiday when I come back from, because I like to do as much as possible.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty tired, to be honest. Not much of a holiday, but we stayed at some amazing villas and did heaps of snorkeling. And yesterday we're on a banana boat skipping along on the back of a speedboat,
cool.
and we all came off and all ran into each other's elbows and knees. So that was a bit tough, but. Yeah, other than that, I'm feeling refreshed.
The big question as a business owner, did the business look after itself while you're away?
Yeah, everything's gone pretty good, which is amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good amount of time, and it actually, what I've planned this year is to take a break every quarter for at least 2 weeks. Beforehand, what I was doing is if I achieve goal X, whatever it is, revenue or whatever I'm trying to do, and then I'll take a break, I thought, you know what? That's not working for me. I'm not going to reward myself after I've achieved something. How about I just set all of my holidays and all my rewards every quarter, and then I have to achieve them, otherwise I can't go away and enjoy my holidays.
That's
so
good.
That's the plan this year.
I like it.
Yeah.
We'll check back in throughout the year and see how that philosophy is going. I like it.
Well, the next one's the trip to Canada to go see polar bears. So,
When's that?
July.
Every quarter? July.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So we'll see how we go.
We'll have to do a new episode, a new series, Simon's Adventures.
Yeah.
All right, talking about new episodes, new series, let's move on. In a moment, there's been lots happening, and we've got some good stuff that we're going to discuss. So we're going to look at what's been happening this week.
Stuff that happened.
Now, Simon hasn't had a chance to delve into this article, and it's one that you do really need to read. It's called, I really like what this guy's blogging about. It's Matt Cromwell, the WordPress philosophy and the 4 freedoms. So WordPress is built around a philosophy, as we all know, and it's about giving back. It's the 4 freedoms that are mentioned, which he goes through in this article, are the 4 freedoms. The freedom to run programs for any purpose, to study how the program works and make changes to do with what you wish. The freedom to redistribute, and the freedom to distribute copies of your modified versions to others. So that's how it's been set up by our friend Matt Mullenweg, and we all think it's a great way to do it, and that's what draws a lot of us to WordPress in the first place. And then in this article, he goes in a bit more depth about what each freedom is about and how it's working out in WordPress. So we were having a quick chat before we came to air, though, about how we can give back and contribute to this. And it's hard sometimes if you feel like you're not a coder to be able to contribute to the code and that sort of stuff. And it is getting less and less that people are doing this. So can you give us some ideas, Simon, of, if you're not sort of a coder, ways that you can contribute?
Yeah, absolutely. So things such as going to WordCamps, helping organise the meetups as well is really important.
Yep.
I've helped organise, well, in a very small way, organise some of the Melbourne meetups, and something that's really hard to do is get speakers. It's like super hard to get that. So if there's any topic that you can talk about or share your knowledge on, you don't have to be an expert in any way, but if you go along to your local WordPress meetup, support it, put together a short talk, or help organise to get another speaker in, that is super helpful to just get WordPress out to more people and to help educate and to really build that community. So really, I see this article, and like I know about the general gist here about the WordPress philosophy, basically, and it's amazing what we have with WordPress. Like, it's this gift that we've got, and we do take it for granted a lot. We're able to build these businesses as freelancers and agencies off something that is totally free. Not only free to download and to use and change and to build our own business, but it's free to charge other people for, like charge our clients for something that we've been able to just take. And we forget the time, the effort, the people, the community that has gone into that to make that possible. So it is important to make sure that we are giving back and that there is that loop that's feeding back into the ecosystem of WordPress. So I think that's really important to do. If you're not able to develop code to contribute to some of the patches. It's not something I've been able to do, but being able to go to WordCamps, being able to go to the meetups and spread the word a bit more, that's something I think everyone can do. So make sure you are doing your best to give back and help the community that we're all happy to be a part of.
And also, if you're a business owner and you have some coders, like we're discussing now putting some time aside for Jay, one of our developers, to do some code, so to do contribution. So we're going to set aside some time for him because we feel that it's really important as well. So that's something that we're working on. And the other thing is, I remember reading about WordCamps. Obviously, anyone can volunteer if there's a WordCamp in their area, but someone had really good photographic skills. So they said, I'm just going to volunteer my time as a photographer, and did that because that was where their area of expertise was. So there's always different ways you can get into it. And I think it's good to revisit this every now and then, say, hey, this is what we're getting. Let's see how we can give back. So good article. So that's definitely worth a read. The next one that we're talking about here is Pay What You Want for this WordPress Hero bundle. Now, this is by Neowin, who do a lot of, good deals. And basically, check this out, Simon. There's all these awesome things here. It's worth over $1,000 value. So e-commerce, WordPress website, the complete course, the complete WordPress course, build your own website today, become a WordPress and WordPress Nirvana expert course. Big bundle, over $1,000, and you can pay what you want. And then there's like incentives. I like it. So you can sort of, if you pay over a certain amount, you get, X. You get these benefits, or you can pay as little as $1. So I don't know. This is a new thing. Have you heard about this sort of thing before?
No, I like that. Yeah, like when people are changing the way that you can buy things. Oh, so are they using a particular platform here? So it's like a deals style Kickstarter kind of website.
Yeah, so good if you wanted a bit of the tech side of things as well. Yeah. But yeah, beat the average price. If you beat the average price here, to get all 7 apps, you get, I don't know, there's just little deals that you can get, or you choose to pay what you want and then you can add your custom amount. So the average price at the moment is $12.39. Anyway, interesting and definitely worth a look if you're, maybe, do you think those sort of more starting out kind of things there, Simon?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like there's quite a few different kinds of courses that would be interesting. Yeah. Complete WordPress plugin development course, that would be interesting. Yeah. I like practical stuff like build 8 plugins with PHP. that's always good. So you actually have something, a project that you're working on as part of the course.
Yeah.
I like the way that the platform is set up though, because that's interesting. So if you were to build your own plugin perhaps, and you could sell it in this kind of a way, where it's like, if you're not sure exactly how to sell it, you're not sure how to do it as premium, you could say, well, here's a free version, but you can also pay what you want as well. And that can help the development. Instead of like the usual, like, buy me a coffee. Yes. To be like, well, you know, pay what you feel for it. I like the idea.
Interesting to see how that one works.
Very cool.
So let us know if you try it out and you like it. Now, our last article today is good old Gutenberg. So people are using it, finding lots of errors, of course, but don't give up on it, okay? And I like this one from Perishable Press. He's just going to go through, and any errors that is seen is going to put it up here and sort of how to address it. So here we go, the PHP fatal error. So it's like what the error was, and him sort of troubleshooting it and seeing what he's found and how he can help people.
Nice. Have you come across this PHP error?
No, I
Not
haven't.
yet?
I must say I haven't really been dipping my toe in the Gutenberg.
Yeah, I've been following the news for sure. I actually haven't started coding with it yet. I was interested to see the Gutenberg blocks come into Sketch. I think we talked about that on a previous episode, where you could design using the blocks. So that's fine. Like I am a capable developer, capable enough, but I at this stage, I think that I want to more play around, like follow the news, see how things are working, because I'm pretty happy with our current flow with other page builders. But I'm definitely interested to see how this shapes the future of WordPress. So this is a great article. It seems like they're going to keep this growing. It's going to be a bit of an evergreen piece. Yeah. Good little SEO tactic there. Fix Gutenberg errors, and it seems like they've only. Sorry.
It's a nice short one too.
Yeah. So they're starting off by saying fix Gutenberg errors. Here's one error, and I'm sure they'll grow the list of errors. So that's a tricky little SEO tactic. Good strategy.
It. Well pointed out there. Okay, so that was all of our news and from this week. And Simon's, as you know, Simon's been away, and there have been a few little things pissing him off while he's away. So maybe we'll hear about that next.
This pisses me off.
So we're late today, and the reason for that, one of the reasons, there was a lot happening in the transportation world to get me to this place right now, including a 4-hour boat ride and a 6-hour plane ride, and then about an hour and a half in traffic. And traffic, it just absolutely drives me nuts. It absolutely drives me crazy. I don't often have to commute, thankfully, because I work downstairs at my own house, or I walk for about 5 minutes here, so there's not much traffic. But traffic absolutely drives me crazy, which got me thinking about people wanting more traffic to their website when they're not focused on conversions. You can't just add traffic and expect it to solve all of your problems. You need to focus on what traffic is going to get you, what you really want, and that is more leads and more sales, probably, is usually what you want. So focus on that and not just adding more traffic.
So basically, you need a strategy.
You need a strategy. People without a strategy piss me off.
And that's it.
Let's get unstuck.
I love that.
Yeah.
That was short and sweet. That was good.
Thanks.
All right.
Cool.
All right. So let's get unstuck. So I put this out to the Facebook group, and we've had some good questions come in this week, but we're sort of focusing on tools. So I thought let's answer Nick's question. And Nick says, I'd love to know about any indispensable tools you guys use in your respective businesses. So it could range from your website building stack through to customer interaction, your CRMs, through to marketing, SEMrush, Buffer, etc. And everyone loves hearing about shiny tools. So Simon, I thought maybe we'd start with you and tell us your top indispensable tools that you use daily.
Well, I'm going to throw a big spanner in the works here. My most indispensable tools are my team. Like by far. Like whatever tools we use, and I switch all the time. And if it wasn't for my team going, okay, Simon, we're switching tools again, that's fine, that's okay, and being cool with that, and we move between the different tools. If it wasn't for having a great team, I wouldn't be able to make things work.
Wow.
Yeah, and I would just drive them crazy because I change things all the time.
Yeah.
From Asana to Teamwork to We use Maven Link project management at some point. We've used Trello. We still use Trello for some things. Introducing Slack. There'll be more tools that come. There'll be tools that go. We'll change things. Having a team that's flexible, adaptable, and can take control of the system and the chaos that I tend to throw at them is absolutely indispensable to me. So yeah, tools come and go, but the team are forever.
That's really important because I think even in our Facebook group, people get really not hung up but excited about different tools and what's the latest.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And Troy always comes back in and goes, "Come on, let's focus on this."
Yep.
And Troy has to remind himself too because he gets a bit distracted by the shiny new tools too.
Yeah.
But I think that comes down to at the core of make sure you've built up a solid foundation with a good team who can be adaptable if you want to try a new tool, and don't get too annoyed every time you want to try something different.
Yeah, exactly. But to answer the question, because I do love the shiny objects, but I just wanted to kind of start it off with that. Like, I love Asana. I just think it's amazing. It just works so well with the way that I work, and that is a bit chaotic. It's really quick to put in new tasks as notes, as checklists, as milestones, as reference points. Like, you can do so much with it. That's kind of its biggest downfall too, because a lot of people use it in this really chaotic way that doesn't make sense. So that and that means it can be changed a lot. There's not a lot of guidelines about how to use it, so it can become really messy really fast. But that's what I love about it. It's just incredible. It works super fast. It's great to just go from brain to computer to getting stuff done really fast.
So what do you use it for? Are you using it with your clients? Are you using it with your team?
No, just with the team. Okay. So I did try that with clients, and that was no good at all. I know a lot of people who are, but it didn't work for me. I don't think, like, after trying that for quite some time, I don't think the clients should be in the project management system. I did use Teamwork with clients for a while for that. It did work for some clients, some not. So I'm more inclined to just not put them in the tool. Yeah,
that makes sense.
So it's mostly for the internal team, for the checklists, for getting stuff done, project management.
And what about with your clients? What are you using with them?
So I actually have a Trello board for some clients, for my bigger clients.
Oh, that's right. We've seen that on another episode, the Trello board, haven't we?
Yeah, that was actually inspired by your design agency.
Yes, that's right. We'll put a link to that because that was really nice, straightforward, easy way to show the project.
And I think I shared a template for that as well. So you can just, it's basically showing the projects that are on board with your client. So I don't use it a lot to communicate with the client. There's all these different ways we can communicate. There's, there's phone, email, Slack, all these different ways that they could potentially get something in. But the Trello board is like, we've got these projects on this month. Next month we've got these, and here are the projects that we might take on in the future. And it's a great way to organize things and just keep everyone on the same page.
Ooh, sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, I think, I mean, we've got so many different aspects of the organisation, so it varies, but I think we use Asana as well, and Troy took a while to adapt it to Asana. He was really, I don't want it, and now he's into it. But we find it is very straightforward and a great way to manage and keep on top of where everyone's at and to easily communicate. So give Asana a thumbs up as well. Daily we're speaking on Slack to each other, so obviously we have our remote team, so we're talking to them in the Philippines, in Sydney and the US. So Slack we just love, can't do without that one. And also I'm just thinking outside the square for webinars and for coaching calls we're using Zoom. That's just another one that we're liking. Podcasts, we're doing a bit of that as well. So we find the audio's good, it's very straightforward, easy to use. So that's another good one just for something outside the square. But I think we've tried different things like Process Street for processes. I think what we're doing now is simplifying and coming back to let's just keep it really basic. And now we're putting a lot of things in Google and just Google Drive and Teams for Google. And we're finding that's, for now, a great way to store things, great reference point. We put, the file in Asana so people can easily click on that, go to the file that they need. So yeah, we're just trying to bring things back to basics, and we're finding that seems to be working for us.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point when it comes to tools, is to go back to basics.
Yes.
Like, you can complicate things with all of these different steps. And there's a tendency to want to go into this all-in-one tool that's got everything, which I find doesn't really work that well. If there's a tool that seems to be able to do everything a business needs, it's like, it doesn't do it very well. And then you're attracted to this one little other piece of software that does it really well. It's like specialized in that. So usually, like, pick a couple from the major providers, like project management, invoicing. Pick the top ones, and you really can't go wrong. But don't pick too many. Like, don't try to use too many. Just you know, pick one, go for it, commit, and you'll be fine. And also saying that, because then picking too many, it complicates it for your team. And like you said, the team are the foundation. So let's try and see what will work best for the team as well. Exactly. Cool. Exactly. All right. Well, I hope that answers your question, Nick. I'd be interested. I should bring up Facebook. I haven't got it on, so I'll bring that up in a minute to hear what other tools people can't do without. I'll bring it up on my phone. Thank you. Could you do that for us, and then we can answer any comments? Because something's happened to my laptop in transit, and now I'm looking at a blank screen. So that's exciting. Bali. It's just a prop. It's an expensive prop. So while Simon does that, on our theme of tools, we might check out the tool of the week. Get ready for Tool of the Week. So. And I've got to say, I jumped a section there, didn't I? So. No one needs to know. Let's just keep that between you and I. I was just testing that Ray and Max are awake there. Well done, guys. Tool of the Week. We'll go back to the other thing later. But I suppose this was a nice segue. So tool of the week, and I'll share my screen in a moment, is called Paste. Now, Ray put me onto this, and I love it, right? It costs about $10. Before we share the screen, I'll tell you where you can get it. Where is it? So there's two spots. Okay, so Mac App Store and Setup, and it's pasteapp.me. So just what you mentioned there, Set App is what is that? Yeah, so it's like a subscription software. So you pay $10 a month, and you get access to, like, I don't know, I think it's like 60 different apps. Cool. Yeah, and it's pretty good. So you can subscribe to that, and then just use the apps that are within that, and just, you know, stop searching for the billion other apps that are out there. It's really good. Nice. Yeah, and PasteMe is one of the apps. Well, Paste App is part of it. Yeah. It's quite good. Excellent. Well, thanks for clarifying that. Okay, so what I did was I paid about $10 AU for this, and it basically is like a, you know, cut and paste tool, but it's got unlimited history. So you can have as many cut and pastes as you want, and so here you can see unlimited history. It's got an intelligent search as well, so you can just, as you go in, you can just type if you've got a keyword, and it'll bring up everything with that keyword in it as well, and iCloud Sync as well. So let's just have a look here. If I've got a shortcut that I bring it up with, so it's just Shift-Command-C, you can, V, you can do whatever you want for your shortcuts. Now here, it'll just bring up the clipboard history, and I've just set my history to 500, so, you know, I don't need unlimited history. So it'll just quickly bring that up. Sorry, Patrick Doherty says, who on your team is a shiny big tool? Oh, me. Patrick, that's a whole nother segment. I think you know the answer to that, Pat, and that is me. Okay, so we've got, so now the other thing I like is you've got these pin boards here. So what I've done is I have a lot of support questions. So if I just click on support and it's all color-coded, which I choose, I can just bring up my common canned responses that I have for support tickets. So use it as canned responses. Oh, that's a great idea. Canned responses. We also use Text Expander as well, but to me this is just great, and I've got like 5 things ebook. Often we ask people say, oh, where's the link for that? And I can just do my little canned response. Nice. The other thing is links. Working with all our clients, I've got a lot of people saying, where was the link for this? So I just do the link, and I can type in what I'd like that heading to be, and I just, as soon as I go in, you can do search and start doing the search for whatever it is you want. Yeah, that's unreal. So you can actually have lists. Yeah. Yeah, I use another tool. I tried this one for a while and just had a different UI to the one that I use, which escapes me completely right now. But mine's just like a little bar on the side. Yeah. What's it called? Something to do with copy and paste, I'm sure. Yeah. We'll find out the notes for that, and we'll put it in the notes, because that'd be good. But look, I'm just really enjoying this one, and it's just so quick and easy to use. And the other thing is, if you've got like bits of code, HTML, you know, if you're saving one that you're using a lot, just save that in there and put it in your links or whatever you want to call it, and bring it up whenever you need it. Nice. So if you're using
cut and paste a lot, I find it's really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had another one before this, but it only did up to 20. And, you know, throughout the day, I'm cutting and pasting so many different ones. So this has, as I said, unlimited, so you can always find what you need.
So not just history, but lists that you can create.
Correct.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Time machine for your clipboard.
Nice. Steve Little says, is Paste app just for Mac? It looks like it is. Just looking at the website, it's like you can just tell that it's for Mac.
It is. And I don't have an alternative.
I think Ditto is for Windows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been about 5 years since I've used Windows, but yeah, if it hasn't evolved, which it probably hasn't in 5 years, Ditto is probably pretty good.
Okay, cool. And tell us in the comments too if you've got something that you prefer.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Okay, so that was the tool of the week. I hope it's useful. I just find I use it every day, all day, every day. So I am now going to try not to jump around and go back to where we were. So Simon, what are we up to?
What are we up to? That is a great question. So you know, we want to get the main value from today. We want to give a little tip that's really important.
Okay.
And we
gold nugget. Do we call this? As you can see, it's my first time hosting. So let's check out the gold nugget.
Time to dig into the gold nugget.
Gave plenty of prep time to press the button there.
Didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this week we're talking about the new WP Wednesday. Okay. So this is a publication that we put out every Wednesday. It's free. All you need to do is subscribe. And if you're liking what you're hearing on Silence is Golden, this is a bit more in depth, a bit more serious. And we just basically choose articles, and I can share my screen in a moment, but articles that are relevant to WordPress, mostly WordPress, but some other interesting tidbits about what's happening on and around the internet. So we categorise it. So we've got the news category, we've got tools, so different tools, shiny new tools that we were just talking about that everyone loves, different business ideas, learning, so you know we might put in a few things that you can learn about tech stuff, and self-care, because we believe how important self-care here is at WP Elevation too, so we always include some cool self-care tips there. So I'm going to show you what a copy looks like when you sign up. This is one of our back issues here.
Yeah, nice. Just before you dive into that, so why is this important? Why is it important for WP Elevation to have this?
Yep. Well, I suppose several things. I suppose if you are looking at starting out and sort of establishing yourself as a bit of an influencer in your field, having a newsletter is a really good way to do that, because it just shows that you're on top of what's happening, you're curating everything, and you can send that out to your clients and say, hey, this is just an extra thing that we're doing for you to keep you on top of your game. So if it's a great strategy to do if you're wanting to sort of set yourself up as an influencer. We also just like to do it because we want to stay on top of all this stuff ourselves, and we want to send this information to all our clients, not our clients, everyone on our list, to sort of have a value add to what we supply, and also keep us top of mind. So you're getting this every week, and you're always thinking about WP Elevation as well. So it's got to look good, and it's got to be useful for this to work. It can't be everyone's emails boxes are so full. It's got to look good and be practical. And give you the information that people want. So in this, you can see, like, we talk about the current news, which is great. You're so busy working every day doing bits and bobs, it's hard to sort of keep on top of what's happening. So this was from last week, I think. And then we do a bit of fun. Apple processes new accessibility emoji to include guide dogs and prosthetic limbs. We thought that was pretty cool. And then different tools, so using MailChimp. So it just goes on. Sometimes we include our little Silence is Golden.
My friends have been giving me shit about that picture. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're in the pool at a villa, and my mate goes, just 1 sec, could you just do this for me? I was like, yes, very good, very good.
It is bad, isn't it? Oh,
it's great.
No.
It's great.
Hey, it gets people's attention.
Yeah.
So as you can see, Seth Godin, we have a variety of sources that we use. Sometimes we have...
how to draw a turtle.
Troy likes to put one of these in to make sure everyone's watching and reading along. What's he said here? Okay, I still have your attention, just checking. So every now and then he'll just slip something interesting in there.
Sweet.
But look, so Troy will mostly curate this, but then we have guest curators as well. So, and we find that's a good strategy too, just to, well, people can share it, then the curator can share it with their list.
Yep.
So again, that helps build your list as well. If they're sharing it, people will get interested. And also it's just nice to add a bit of variety. So that's the new WP Wednesday. And to sign, to subscribe to that, it's just very easy. We'll put that up in a second. You can just put in thewpwednesday.com and it'll come up. Or, here we go here, wplinks.io/WP-wed. Nice and easy.
Nice. So you mentioned about it being, it's important that it looks good.
Yes.
So how do you make sure that this looks good? How do you make sure that that looks consistently good every week? Well, every week, that's such a commitment.
It is a commitment, and the thing is about be consistent. So if you're doing something like this, it doesn't have to be every week. If that's out of your scope, do it every fortnight, do it once a month, so long as it's consistent, so you know your customers know when it's coming out.
Right.
Now, there are lots of different bits of software that you can use to do this. We're doing ours on Curated. You can do but if you've got MailChimp's a great way. You know, it's free as well to a certain number. So just do it on MailChimp, and MailChimp can look really nice too. So what about you? Have you tried different? Do you put out newsletters? Or
so I use ActiveCampaign mostly.
Yes.
But I actually did a process for this. I did a system talk as part of what was it? Dave Jennings' Systemology, Business Systems Summit, I think it was. So it was about a half an hour long. And I actually shared some templates and quite a lot of other stuff as part of that. So I'm sure I could probably drop a link to the templates to import for ActiveCampaign and MailChimp. But they're just super simple. I just found that a lot of people really overthinking how to put this together. And there's the tendency to go, oh, what tool are you using? Oh, Curated. Oh, great. I'll sign up and pay for that. But not thinking, oh, well, I need to be able to get the money back from that. How do I get a return? I'm already using some other tool. What's the point in signing up to something else? Like it fulfills your need because you're using Infusionsoft, and this helps to do it faster for you, right? So the cost is worthwhile. But if you're using MailChimp, you're just getting started with this, or using ActiveCampaign, just create something super simple. Put in, like, there's a lot of articles here, and I think there's it's such a commitment to do this every week. That's like, what do you got, 14 or so, it seems like, articles? So even if it's just 6 and you're sending those to your customers each month with a little like letter at the top, I like to do that, just to like, oh, you know, this is what's been happening in February. Hope you find this useful. Check out some of these articles. So we actually offer that as a service for our clients as well. So we do it ourselves, and we use our own templates, rebrand them for our clients, and then we do the curation for our clients.
Clever.
And that works pretty nicely because it's something. It's staying top of mind. It's something that all businesses need to do.
Correct.
And it's really hard to do it, to create that content. So what if you could template that and do it for yourself, and then do it for your clients as well? Another little service.
That is good. And if you're worried about where do I find all these articles, there are so many, we use Feedly, and Feedly is great. So you just put in the topics that you're interested in, so technology, WordPress, and it will show you, you know, you choose who you're going to follow, they make suggestions, and it'll give you all the articles, and you can just go, yep, like that one, like that one. So it's so easy to choose. So it doesn't have to be, as you said, a huge thing. It can be something that's done quite simply and easily too.
Yeah. And when it comes to writing the descriptions, I probably should shut up talking about this. We're just giving all this content right now. But when it comes to writing the descriptions, a tip that was shared, I think by Troy, possibly, there was an extension called like one-click SEO, one-click meta, I think it's called. It's a Chrome extension, and you click on the button and it'll bring up the meta description for the page, which is usually quite succinct and well written. And then you can just take that, copy that, and put that straight in. And there's a little shortcut to write the description.
That's handy. That's what Curated does as well.
Oh, perfect. There you go. So it takes that step out. It just pulls the description in.
Nice and easy, especially if writing isn't your strength. That's a great one, and it saves time too. So
nice.
Yeah, cool one. So sign up to that, the new WordPress Wednesday, because it is definitely, well, it's gonna make you top of your game in this WordPress space as well. So that is our tool of the week, Simon.
Very nice.
Have we got any other Facebook comments happening?
We don't, but we have Steph Campanella watching, and we've got Amy Keys, and Jason Resnick is watching.
Hey,
welcome.
Rez.
Welcome to the show. Now that you've come to the end of it.
So thank you, Simon, for making it all the way from Bali today.
Thank you for organising the entire episode, because I'm not entirely here right now.
He is a bit spacey, and you can't blame him. And thanks for being patient with me with my first time of sort of hosting this.
Absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, thank you. Because Troy's away in New Zealand for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I think you've got us again next week. Simon will be a bit more prepared because he will be in Melbourne, his hometown.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
We'll see how we go. But is that anything? So let's finish with a call to action, shall we? See, I'm reading my script. What's our call to action, Simon?
Do you know what it is?
Well, hold on. Before we say the sign off, the call to action is subscribe.
Nice.
Yep, to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, I thought that'd
ring the bell.
throw a spanner in the works because it's just empty, and I think that's my fault because that's the template. It says call to action, and then it's just got nothing there. So
how do they subscribe to our YouTube channel? That's
I don't know. Get to youtube.com/WP Elevation.
We normally have a little thing up here, but
and then
say Google it.
Yeah, just Google the answer. So if you hit the bell icon, it'll actually notify you, and it'll send push notification to say when a new video comes up. Because we also are doing the fortnightly or weekly how-to videos.
Yes,
yeah,
they are so good, especially if you're starting out in this space. Like the things that you guys have been doing, I've been watching.
I've done
so
none,
helpful.
so I have to try to pull one out. So we'll see.
Okay,
we'll see how we go.
But there's lots of gold, so just go to the website if you're not sure about anything. But otherwise, yeah, YouTube, Facebook, like us, and
share it with someone that you think might find this useful, and let us know what you think. Like, let us know what you'd love to learn. We have so much content and so much that we'd love to share. So please let us know, and we can create something specific, and we can share tools, templates, anything you'd like to know. So please let us know some success you're having or some challenges that you're having, and we'd love to create an episode and see how we can help.
For sure. So until next week.
I'm Simon Kelly.
I'm Ginny Mac. Silence is golden.
And something else is important.
Oh my God, he can't even remember it. See you next week, guys.